correctly. We're live.
We're live. Okay,
You're live.
You knew this was coming. You knew this was gonna happen, Yoku. I am Erin of HappiLeeErin, your host, and with me, my fantastic co-hosts. Yeah, Dazza, why don't you introduce yourself first because you look
And explain what you're doing.
My nose is cold. Shut up.
That's
It's like
Dazza.
freaking 10 degrees here, and I'm cold.
That's Dazza.
You'll get used to it if this is your first time. You'll get used to it.
It's always my first time.
LOL.
Anybody else? Anybody
I'm
else?
Dodger. Press hard to continue and dexterity bonus.
Yeah, and I'm Yokorama from Yokorama Game Talk, where I never talk about games.
Yeah!
That's it.
We are a weekly podcast in which we come together in friendship and love after we have read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with love, randomness, and spoilers. So there's going to be lots and lots of spoilers. What?
Keep going.
What's up?
Okay, spoilers! There's going to be lots and lots of spoilers if you've never joined us before. We are going to give you a short little description about what the manga that we read is, such as a little quick summary, and then you can decide if you want to stay and join in the discussion or not. If you do not want to be spoiled with it, then you will be able to get a chance to leave, and then you can go read into chapters and then come back and watch the VOD of this on my channel, youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. Giving us our description is Dr. Dazza with the Dr. Dazza description.
Woo!
Oh, hold on, I need to clean my glasses first. I wasn't prepared.
It's fine.
You're completely...
We'll wait.
Dazza, you have
Don't worry,
20
Dazza.
extra minutes.
We'll wait.
Kuroko Tomoko is a super popular high school girl who has had 50 years of dating experience and 100 boys. In the otome game world. In the real world, she is a 15-year-old shut-in who has all the qualities of a mojo, a gloomy or unpopular woman. However, when school isn't going as she expected and she isn't as popular as she thought she was, she takes a look at herself in the mirror for the first time in a few years and has some shocking revelations.
Watamote. It's not my fault I'm not popular. There's a lot of
So,
different
what's the
names
full
for
name
it.
of the manga?
Oh wait, it's on.
No matter how I look at it, it's
No,
your guys'
what's the
fault.
full Japanese name of the manga?
Oh, hell no. Dude.
Oh, hell no.
Oh.
Tell us, Dazza. What is it?
Well, according to Mao, it's Watashi ga motenai no wa do kan geite mo o maeda ga wa rui.
That's easy.
Each.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I just, you know,
I forgot,
okay.
but I knew that.
there was...
How'd you
Why
guys
do
forget?
they make long names like that? I don't get it. It's like seriously, when they make a DVD box set, it's just gonna take up like the whole cover. Seriously.
I know, it's gonna be, they're gonna have to make it all fancy and slope to the side and stuff like that.
It's just gonna be like a full circle. Is the
It's just
name.
gonna be...
I keep I'm not.
Yes.
Which full English title is the correct one? Out of It's Not My Fault That I'm Not Popular, or No Matter How I Look at It, It's Your Guys' Fault I'm Not Popular.
I like to think
Whatever's
it's the
on
first
Crunchyroll.
one because it's...
I think it's the second one, isn't it?
But it's the second one. That's like the actual literal translation.
Okay.
I'll check Crunchyroll and I'll get back to you.
No, Crunchyroll. Actually, it's the second one.
Do the
I'm
Crunchyroll!
Do
I
the
was
Crunchyroll!
watching
Do the
episode 3
Crunchyroll!
before.
Do the Crunchyroll! Now I just want to sing a song. But yes, that is as spoiler-free as this podcast is going to get. So if you do not want to be spoiled, then you should shake your pretty little faces and go read this manga.
Yay!
Yeah!
It will take 5 minutes.
It's
seriously.
so short. It's very,
And then
very short.
later on, after you've finished reading it, you can go to Erin's YouTube page at http://www.youtube.com/HappiLeeErin, where she has all of the MangaPods uploaded.
Yeah, in a playlist.
Every single
Whoa.
one.
Playlist.
I got really professional on y'all's really quickly. I know.
It's true.
Let's get this started, shall we answer the questions we usually answer with how we start usually? I can go first if you guys want.
Please do, Erin.
Okay.
Go.
First question we usually ask one another is, or I usually ask everybody, is what were our expectations before reading this manga? And I had one expectation before I saw the anime and another expectation after I saw the anime. Before I saw the anime, I was really, really excited to read the manga because it'd been suggested to me numerous times and that, like, how great it was. And then after I watched the first episode of the anime, I was a lot more hesitant to read the manga because the anime was just so much more overwhelming. Like, I wasn't expecting the amount of uncomfortableness and awkwardness that was going to come from it. And so I was a little bit more hesitant to go into the manga, but then after I watched the anime, I think it helped me appreciate the manga a lot more, and also reading the manga made me appreciate the first episode of the anime a lot more. So those are mine.
That was in depth. Wait, as a quick question, have all of us seen at least the first episode of the anime?
Oh
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm like halfway third one right now.
Dope. Oh,
I've
that
only
was
seen
so
the first
good.
one. I've only seen the first one. Oh, we should probably say we will probably be talking about at least the first episode of the anime as well
Yes.
here. So
That's why I was asking. I was like,
Yeah.
can we talk about the anime? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I was excited to read it, although it sounded a lot like Welcome to the NHK,
Yes.
except with a girl. So I wasn't sure whether or not it was going to wind up being similar, and I was preparing myself for that. But I wound up really, really liking it, and typically I'm the sort of person who doesn't like things that make me embarrassed for the main character, which is basically all that happens in this. But I do have to say, and we can talk about this later, I think that the anime does a better job of making you feel her feelings, whereas the manga is more that you're like this fly on the wall that's like, oh no.
Mhm.
But I really, really enjoyed both. Like, I devoured them, so I'm excited to talk about them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yoku or Dazza?
God, you're both just so eager.
Oh, you guys you suddenly really got thirsty at the same time. How strange.
Well, I guess I could talk about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I actually read. I waited to read the manga before I watched the first episode, actually, because I wanted to later see the differences in the anime, and there are like minor differences, for, like, at least from the first episode. But yeah, like Dodger said, you did feel a lot more. I don't know why that is. Probably because of like how the animation works and stuff like that. That's probably why, because the animation in the first episode or in the Watamote anime is crazy. They have all these like weird sketch type scenes and just like all this like over exaggerated parts, where in the manga you kind of have that, but you have that in like one panel or like two panels, and it just kind of flies by you, even though it's still very awkward and very, very sad. I'm telling you, like, I felt so bad reading that. Because I had to take breaks because it was just so bad and I felt so awkward. But the anime did a better job when it comes to that. Not saying that the manga was bad, because the manga was great, but it was very fast. Like we said, you could read it in like a couple hours. You can catch up to all 45 chapters, which is nothing compared to how like we read Blood Lad like 27 chapters and it took us so many hours.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So yeah, like my expectations, like I just really wanted to read it like that. I just wanted to read it, and I wanted to kind of watch the anime after I read a little bit at least of the manga. I think I read like 5 to 10 chapters before I actually watched the first episode.
Mhm.
And I like both. Like I don't want to say even that I even liked one more than the other. It's kind of it's a completely, it feels like a different take on the same kind of story, but you enjoy them kind of both like the same amount, but from different ways. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I felt. I felt awkward.
sense.
I felt crazy awkward and like sad throughout both of them. So
Yeah.
What about you, Dad?
Yeah, it's like you have to go now. There's no more stalling.
Well, I was hyped for Watamote, and I was told it's very cringeworthy, It's very feels-inducing. That was much like Welcome to the NHK, and with more feels and awkwardness. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think that was what it was described as. So I was really looking forward to it because I like cringeworthy stuff. I can deal with it. I really enjoy cringeworthy things. That's why I like Akunohana so much. The manga Akunohana so much.
Yes.
Oh man.
But reading Watamote, I can't say that I did enjoy it. The art style I didn't think was that great. And pretty much everything about it I didn't think was that nice or friendly or enjoyable. But that was from my impressions of the anime as well, because I watched the anime first, saw the animation, was like, really? This is what it is? So then I read the manga and it was much worse than I expected, and I'm just like, okay.
That's interesting.
I'm so excited.
I know.
That's so
While you were
interesting.
saying
I
that,
did not
I am
expect that.
so
I would think that
excited to talk
Dazza would
about
like
this.
this kind of stuff. Dazza, I don't even know you anymore. I cannot
are
predict
you?
your actions. I cannard predict you anymore. That's it. You're unpredictable.
From now on, nothing. We don't know what to expect
You're
anymore.
wild
of you.
card, Dazza. Wild card. I do.
So
have
yeah,
to-
I'll explain a lot more as we go on why I didn't want. So
If we want to just like jump in, if you guys are cool with jumping in at the animation, or at the way that it was drawn in the art style, I will agree with you, Dazza, that when I was reading the manga, I never entirely got used to how it looked, and I never entirely enjoyed how it looked. But I almost feel like that, I don't know, I almost feel like that kind of helped because I never felt at ease while reading it. I do like the art style for the anime, though.
Yeah.
So I can't agree with you there, but I will
That's
agree with
weird.
you about
I'll say the art style has a good style. The style was fine. It's the quality of it that I thought was very bad. I didn't think
Oh,
it was
really?
up to par. Yeah, it was just like they were missing faces. It was just bad lines. I didn't think it was all that well drawn. The style was alright. The quality was
I think it added to the series overall because
think
it's
so,
so
too.
awkward, and the art style was kind of awkward at moments as well. And I think that kind of added, at least for me. Like there wasn't actually any point in the manga where I was like actually displeased with the art style. I was, or with the art in general. Like I actually enjoyed that. All those like weird sketchy parts as well. Those were pretty cool as well because it made you feel how just like empty she is.
Well, like the
inside.
times when it went to extremes, like when it was supposed to be embodying her anxiety, I thought that it worked really well. But when it was just like people walking around being people, I was like, all right.
Yeah. It only
I don't
really
know.
worked for me when it was like an exaggeration of something happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree
That's
with
the
that.
only time it really worked. And like
Yeah.
I liked the anime art style because like you guys were saying that it reinforced the color palette. I think really is what did it for me. Like it just reinforced every single emotion so much more, and that like made everything else like heightened to the senses of everything else. Like they used sound design very well in the anime. I thought the color, like I said, was also really good. I think they just like were very aware of all the senses they were going for, and that I think made it so much more awkward, especially for me because I was just like,
Yeah,
the whole time.
I totally agree with that because there was a moment, I think in the second episode, and I won't go into anything like specific, but I think there was a moment in the second episode when I realized, and that's why I said that it feels more like you are understanding her feelings and they kind of help put you in her position, because the way they use sound design and the way that they like animate and do all these really jarring, crazy things with the animation, you get so uncomfortable. Like you feel overwhelmed while she's feeling overwhelmed. And I thought that was really cool and really well done. But yeah, the art style for the manga was like meh.
It was very.
I don't know why I didn't notice it. Maybe because it was such a fast read that I just kind of like skipped through. But I don't know. I don't remember actually seeing any part. And I'm kind of usually picky actually when it comes to the art. So that's very strange. Maybe because I just liked it so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
wasn't like, I don't think, in my opinion, it wasn't bad, but it was nothing stand out at all. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was amazing, but I'm saying that it kind of fits the series itself. Like it fits the tone of the series. I don't know. I'm just saying that like it felt like that's if it was any other kind of art style, like I can't imagine it being any different. You know.
See, the thing that really gets me is it's actually two mangaka. It's like a team
What?
as well.
Really?
So it's actually.
I don't know why I'm so surprised. That happens all the time.
Did you guys not read the omake that came with it?
No.
You know the ones where like, oh, I got.
I looked at all the pretty fan art. That was
Daz is so disappointed at us.
I'm the only one here that does research.
Maybe.
Like I skipped them because I kept waiting for there to be a story arc, and there never was one. So every time one of those showed up, I was like, this is the end of a volume, and nothing happened. And so I would like just skip it so I could move on because I was like, eventually something is going to happen. Seriously, this is not going to be the manga version of watching Napoleon Dynamite. Something is going to happen. And it just never did.
Never did.
And again, I loved the manga, but I kept being like, when is something gonna happen?
Yeah, it did have that feel. It did have that feel that you were just kind of thinking like there's gonna be some sort of twist where something good happens to her. Like she's gonna make like a very cool friend. And actually, towards like the 40s, when that one girl started talking to her, I kind of felt like, oh man, this is it. This is the moment. But then she kind of like faded away into the background. So like that's kind of the cool thing about that because you
You're
feel
literally
like
living
so
in
much
the
hope. You're like something's gonna happen. Nothing happened.
Nothing
Something's gonna happen now. Nope, nothing happened. You know the boy bought her an umbrella. You think something's gonna happen with that? Nope, nothing happened with that. Yeah.
He showed up again.
He showed up again, but nothing.
But nothing happened.
It
Except
ended
your
with-
cousin became very
Oh my
disappointed
gosh,
in her.
that ended with like the worst thing ever. Oh my god.
Can I just say, at that scene, the whole cousin thing, I was done. I was reading it last week, and I was just like, nah, I can't read any more of this. I'm sorry. I'm
I actually
depressed.
stopped at
I'm
that
sad. I'm not
Aw.
enjoying myself. I'm not even cringing. I'm like literally just sitting there with this empty feeling in my stomach. I'm just like, I need to read more Silver Spoon to make me happy.
Oh man.
The
And then
cousin
I'm
thing was there was a lot of stuff in here that was weird. It was weird as
Oh my God,
weird as
so
weird balls. It was weird.
And like, yeah, and you can definitely say that she is making progress, but it's just very, very slow, which is accurate. Like, obviously, somebody who is riddled with this many social anxieties is not going to just have this like epiphany moment where suddenly they can talk to people, right?
Right.
So you see like little moments where you're like, oh, she made a full sentence that time.
Yeah.
What a champ, you know?
Right?
Um,
She talked to the same guy like twice.
yeah. You're just like, I'm so proud.
Yeah,
of
when
you.
she entered the second year of high school, like, and she was actually talking to people, like, here and there, and that was very, like, you did kind of feel, like, a sense of, like, progress, that she actually did get better, and you kind of, like, you hope that she will get even better towards, you know, the third year, but who knows?
Yeah.
This series is very predictable.
I mean-
Actually, it's pretty predictable. You just hope that it's not predictable. You hope that,
Yeah.
like, something's gonna change, but then, no. She just falls flat on her face again and again.
But at the same time, like, for me, this is way better than Welcome to the NHK in terms of, like experiencing something with a person who has all of these problems.
When it comes to manga, yes. When it comes to anime, no. Just throwing that out there.
Like,
Yes.
I don't know, because I like that we're not seeing her make huge strides and then huge failures over and over again. We're just seeing her, like, very gradually grow.
She makes a
Whereas in
Exactly,
Welcome to the
yeah.
NHK, I was constantly pissed off. I'm not
Yeah.
constantly pissed off watching or reading this. I'm just like, what are you doing? That's all that I'm feeling. I'm reading it. Don't ask to see your brother's penis. That's fucking weird.
God.
That is so weird. Like,
That looking up a dick during school.
Oh my
man.
god, that made me laugh so hard.
dick.
It's like, all I can
was
think about
dying.
is dicks.
That chapter,
That
I was
line.
dying.
Oh my
All I
god,
can think
that
about
was
is
just
dicks.
Oh, no.
Show me your dick.
She
Fuck
drops
no.
the phone. Oh my gosh, the teacher picks it up.
I love that her brother at that point is just like, no. Like, he just reacts. Like, he
Yeah,
doesn't
he's not
even
like,
need to
he's not
think.
like, what?
He doesn't
What
even
are you
need to be
asking me?
surprised
Like,
anymore.
no.
He's just like, no. Like, go away.
Get out.
Can I make some a reference there?
Yeah?
The brother is actually voiced by the same brother that was in Oriimo. If you've seen Oriimo.
I haven't seen
I haven't seen it.
It's another Dazza disappointing moment. He just like flips the table.
This is
Go on,
basically...
fudge you guys.
This is basically just the
Fudge
Disappointed
y'all.
Dazza episode
Fudge-
of
fudge
MangaPod.
y'all.
I'm sorry,
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Dazza.
He's got a great voice.
He does. It's true.
I really like the brother character. Because
Yeah.
it's interesting because he's not like, how do I describe it? Like, he's quirky in his own way, but not overly quirky. And like, he doesn't, whereas in like, Welcome to the NHK, everybody was trying to fix the main character. Whereas in Watamote, they're kind of just like accepting it, and in little ways they try to help. Like, the brother does do
Yeah, he
small
feels a
things
little
to
bit
help.
sorry for
Like,
her.
he
that's
does feel
about it.
sorry for her, so he does little things to try and help her, but he's not constantly trying to fix her,
Yeah.
which is
And-
like a major difference.
And Aaron and I were talking about, we might as well just talk about the whole family. Aaron and I were
Yes,
talking
we
about
should.
this earlier, how the mom is totally just like, I have a weird daughter. Like, she doesn't, she's not
Yeah.
ever, they never have a scene where she's concerned. They never have a scene where she's like trying to help her daughter with anything. It's always, like, she treats her like a completely normal daughter while also realizing that her daughter is super weird. Like, I love,
even that
I
freak
love
out.
that,
Remember
like,
that
the
freak out
biggest-
scene? The freak out scene when she told her to clean like the bathroom and to
Yeah.
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah.
And then she freaks out. She goes to her brother. She starts like her sick brother trying to like get him like pick him up.
That
so he
made me
can clean.
so mad.
And she's
I
like,
was so
she's like, you know
mad.
what? You don't have to clean anything. You know, like, just go.
She's like, I don't want to deal with you. Just, you don't have to clean. God. Like,
That's it. That's all you see. Yeah.
yeah, but like,
That did kind of annoy me.
That's like-
That annoyed me though. That's something that actually every time I saw her mother in the manga, it kind of annoyed me that she didn't like find
Oh.
anything weird about her.
yeah.
She's just like, oh, shouldn't you
I
like?
don't think that it was
like,
necessarily
go to
that she didn't find anything weird, but that at this point she's been weird for a long time, and the mom is just kind of like, all I can do is be
She just
accepting
accepted her
and
yeah.
just help you as best I can by.
Well, she
treating
didn't do anything to help
Oh.
though, at all.
Yeah, but like helps by being the supportive.
By
mom.
being, she wasn't even that supportive. What do you want? What do you want for eat? What do you want to eat? Pork. Okay, I'll be back soon. That's her supporting. That's kind of.
Wouldn't you say that one of the best things for her is to have normal interactions with a person where somebody isn't like acting like anything's wrong? Like, her mom is literally the only person that she interacts with that doesn't act like anything's wrong. What, guys?
I don't know, but like her mom. You know, even
Dad-
it's even
We're
kind of
listening.
bad.
It's okay.
It's even kind of,
You
it's
guys
kind
can
of
continue.
It's even kind of bad for her because she even there was that one part where she's just like she was thinking like, oh, but I could talk normal to my mom. But wait, even like crazy shut-ins could talk normal to their parents. You know,
Right.
that's actually that doesn't do any good for her. She just she feels more like she's a shut-in because even shut-ins can talk to their parents. You know, normally.
Right.
So it's kind of the mother is just she's just bad. I
The
don't
mother,
like-
I've noticed, is actually very common in like not just anime, but like in Japan in general, where the parents, if they're not happy with how their children are, they're very much going to push them to be normal, and normalcy and complacency is very much ingrained in the culture. So it's kind of understandable how the mum's just like, oh yeah, my daughter's normal. I'm just going to turn a blind eye to the fact that she's completely and utterly not normal at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she wants to believe that her child's normal, because that's how Japan is.
That makes sense. I was wondering if it was a cultural thing. But
Yeah.
boom!
It probably is. Yeah, it is. It is also a culture.
I feel like that probably happens here a lot too, though.
Yeah,
like
it
if your kid's 16, like that's a lot of years for you to realize that there's some like anxiety or awkwardness, social issues
Yeah.
there, And I think at some point, a lot of parents just don't know what to do anymore, and are just like, "Well, this is our life when we're at home." So
Yeah.
Like I grew up in a Russian family, and I could imagine myself if I was like so socially awkward that I couldn't talk to anybody. My parents would just like they would kind of like they'd be like smack me and tell me go talk to somebody. You know, that's
oh
how
god,
Russians,
my dad would do that too.
that's Russians are exactly like that. Like what's wrong with you? You know, just go freaking talk to somebody. You know, hit you on the head, and you're like, okay.
I don't think my dad would hit me over it. But.
My dad would smack me. My dad would smack me right now. If I couldn't talk to somebody, my dad would be like, "What's wrong with you?" You know. That's how Russian culture right there. You know, Russians they have to be like in control. That's Russians. You have to be in control of your like self. You have to like. You can't be like a pussy, pretty much. When it's I don't know how Russian girls are, but that's when it comes to that. So I can understand the cultural difference because every culture is different. In Japan, they do have quite a bit of differences compared to Americans and especially compared to Russians. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just started.
What, Erin?
Nothing.
Can I bring back this? I actually had a thought.
Yeah.
When you said that you like the voice actor of her brother, I really love the voice actor of her in the anime.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's her voice. That is her voice. I'm telling you, like it fits her so perfectly. She just has that like weird voice, like kind of like a lost animal. You know, it's just kind of like, you know, hi. You know, did you bring your book?
She pulls off like she.
so fun.
She pulls off the delusional cocky side of her, as well as she pulls off the socially anxious, nervous, overwhelmed with anxiety side of her. She doesn't like falter on either one. The voice actress does a very good job of like leveling that playing field.
Yeah, that adds so much more. That adds so much more. If it was some other voice actress that would just be kind of like just acting all high and mighty, like a tsundere voice actress, then that wouldn't fit, you know. But this is perfect. This is the kind of voice she needs, and I'm kind of happy that it's like that because it adds I don't know for you, but like for me it adds so much. Like it adds a lot.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things about this show. Not even like all this awkwardness, all this like characters or whatever, just that voice, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of like the anime more than the manga because the manga doesn't have that voice. So.
Yeah. Okay. What?
Your dogs.
Wow. They're playing. They're playing back there. I had a thought, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I kind of meant like the delusional cocky thing that I was just mentioning. What were your guys' thoughts on that? Because I had like a roller coaster thought at first. I would be like, you're so annoying. Why would you say things like that? Like judge people like that when you don't even know them? And then I was like, and then I was like, Mickey, hi, come here, stop. And then I was like, I totally remember when I was in middle school and high school, and I was that like I had. We'll touch on this more, but I saw so much of my middle school and high school self like in Tomoko.
Yeah.
And there was times where I would do that, where I was like so bitter and jealous that I couldn't get over my own anxiety, that I would like look at other people and be like, oh yeah, you're probably just gonna go to the karaoke place and just do dirty things with one another.
Yeah.
Like that's not exactly what I thought, but
Whatever.
I totally
She probably has so
understood.
much friends because she's just a slut.
Yeah,
so.
she's just a slut. That's the only reason they want to talk
My
to
favorite
her.
one, the most impactful one, was the one where actually the translation. I don't know if it's the translation error because it wasn't like that in the anime in the first episode. They kind of changed it a little bit, but it was that part with the baseball girl. I don't know if you remember that in the beginning when she just came up because she picked up her baseball. Oh, can I have her baseball back? Well, she's probably like on the baseball team, you know, because she wants she cleans up all the balls of the.
Yeah, she like cleans all the balls of the baseball
then in the
players.
manga version, she actually said I'm a really like bad human for thinking this. Like I stooped so low for thinking this, but they didn't actually translate that or say that in the anime. So I'm not sure if that's a translator, but that added so much more because you're kind of like like yeah, there's when you can judge somebody like without even noticing.
Mhm.
You know, I don't like to judge people, but like sometimes it just happens. You're just like,
Yeah.
you're right. You know, this guy is, and then like a second later, you're like, what? Did I really think that? Like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
So that's
especially,
kind of
like,
how it was. Yeah.
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
her being that anxious about things, it was really well done how often she was also angry. Because I think a lot of times when you have those sorts of anxieties and you're not sure how to overcome them, you wind up like having all this anger directed at yourself
Yeah.
that turns into like, you know, really upset thoughts that just happen.
Yeah,
And,
I understand
yeah.
that. When I get stuck playing League of Legends for like a week straight, you know, and then like somebody
Wait,
comes up,
forced to play
When I have to play League of Legends.
or like afterwards I have to go out and go and like socialize for like a
Right,
day.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
kind
I
of like
get what
even
you're
like I see my friends and I'm kind of like seriously, what? This is not interesting at all. Why even like I'm thinking that in my head, like why are you even talking about that? Like
Yeah.
like I just don't have any interest in that. And she's like on a whole different level than that. You know, she's been stuck playing all those crazy games for many years, and
She gets-
so her
Crazy games.
Look, her.
Oh, touch me there.
Oh. Daz is still going.
I didn't even realize he was doing that. That just
Yeah.
made him-
That would make the perfect gift. I'm just saying.
Yes, yes. I was gonna say.
I take it back. I take it back.
You can't take it back now. It's
Can't
going to be
take
on
anything
your
back.
channel.
Take it all back.
Yep.
This is
Take
not
it.
getting edited
Take it
at
all
all.
back.
Yoku.
Take it.
You said those things. Now you have to live with those things. This isn't
I'll drink myself to sleep.
those Russian jeans, man.
Yeah, you will.
I don't have any more.
That makes it easier. Anyway.
Okay, well now that Yoku's out of the mix.
Well, yep, okay.
Okay. So what I was gonna say was that I always thought it was, oh, he's back.
Yay.
How's your
did it.
How's your
That
hangover?
was a very good nap. That was a very good nap. All right, I'm back. All right, I'm back and like 100% emotional. What were you saying?
I don't know. Okay, I was saying that she always gets stuck in like this circle where her thoughts become like her feelings, and then her feelings become her actions, and then her actions cause these other thoughts. So like she's just stuck in this circle constantly where she'll like get mad about that. She get mad at somebody else, and then she gets mad that they're not talking to her. And then she thinks that, like, oh, well, it's their fault. Like, I'm an independent. I don't need them. And then she doesn't do it. And then she gets mad at herself again for not being social. And so it just, like, she gets stuck in this constant circle of social anxiety, which is, like, totally happens all the time.
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
also, like, looking for, when you know that there's something that you need to address and fix about yourself, looking for other ways to fix the problem. Like, and it always winds up being in super silly ways in this, like her being like, maybe if I had really cute panties,
Yeah.
I could get a boyfriend. And I was like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But just all of these things where she's like, what do they have that I don't have? Well, I mean, they talk to people, but, well, they do have cute panties, so maybe if I had cute panties. And I'm like, no!
Yeah, you're totally right. Like, she does that all the time, where she'll
Yeah.
look at other people and, like, instead of focusing on how she could fix herself, she picks out, like, other people's things and tries to reenact those
Yeah.
in, like, really strange, bizarre ways. But yeah, and it's just, like, it never works for her.
For example, oh, all of these other girls have seen penises. I should probably see a penis.
I'm gonna
I
get
guess I'll
ahead of
ask
them.
my brother.
I'm gonna
I
get ahead
I
of
have
them.
a guy upstairs. Or I'm like,
No.
Nobody.
God.
Why would you ever, even if you do see your brother's dick, why would you go to school and be like, hey, I saw a real penis and it was fantastic and it was my brother's?
she didn't think
do
that
that.
far.
Nobody would do that.
You know when she made the whole point system? How she's gonna talk to somebody?
Dicks.
How she was gonna talk to. Hey, cat, let go of my headphones.
Oh.
She was gonna talk to somebody, right?
Yeah, the point system against her brother.
Yeah, and then she like used her brother to like
That-
fulfill a point, and then she like
That makes
realized like
sense.
days later, damn, this just seems useless now. Like,
Yeah.
that was so stupid.
Oh, that's hilarious. And then she like tried to give point system to her brother to help him make friends. And she's like, "You liar, acting like a shut-in when you had friends." She's like,
having
And her
having
brother's
a
just
girl
like, "I don't know
confess
what
to
you're
you minus
talking-"
100 and stuff.
Yeah. Got confessed to by a girl. Minus 100. It's like, oh. So, like, it's interesting. The dynamic between the brother and sister is very interesting as well, because there'll suddenly just be these really sweet moments, either from her, usually from him, but sometimes from her. But it's just like these tiny little sweet moments that you're just like, oh, that's really cute.
That immediately gets ruined.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like you don't even get the time to enjoy those.
Yeah.
It's just all of a sudden, what are you guys doing?
They're just loving each other, Aaron.
I thought he was looking at me for part of.
I do love that he's her younger brother too.
Yes.
Because that dynamic always happens as well, where like sometimes you meet a brother and sister, or brothers or sisters or whatever, and you're like, oh, that one's definitely the older one.
Yeah.
And it's not, like, and it's swapped. That it feels like that happens all the time, and definitely this manga set that up as well, where you're like, oh, it's her older brother. No. It was not. It was not her older brother.
Her older brother was chill. He was just like so like.
Wait, her younger brother?
Her younger brother. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
You had
Like,
too much
many-
vodka. You had too much vodka already.
You threw out way too many. You
One
threw
job,
out
Yoku.
older and younger, and like you threw out so many words that it just.
All two?
You're right.
Well,
You're right. That
you
was
used,
my bad.
you used them like so many times. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
just, anybody can be confused, alright? Oh, that's great.
What was your guys' favorite scene or like favorite fail? What was your favorite thing that you were like, I feel so bad that this happened to her, and this is not what I wanted to have happen, but it's like so great.
It's
Yeah.
It's not exactly what you just explained, but that part.
Go on.
I tweeted a picture of that where the dude was like, she went to the nurse's office and the dude was laying. There was like a sheet.
Oh,
like
Oh yeah.
he was laying with his like knee up, and she just like looks to the right and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get raped."
It's like, wait a minute, internalizing. You're internalizing something here.
That was just where I just kind of like fell off my bed a little bit.
God, I'm trying to
Yes.
think through all of the different stories.
I know.
So the thi-
Real dumb.
Yeah, because a lot of it was like a chapter per story, so.
Yeah.
Yes, Dazza? What are you trying to say?
Yes.
I'm trying to talk. Everyone's interrupting.
No.
You just gotta talk louder.
You gotta
than
just
us.
like.
Yeah, you just gotta.
you gotta, like,
blah.
fight.
That's what
You
you
gotta
do.
Yoku and I are dicks. You gotta just like.
Well, that is.
I can be a dick. If I
Huh?
want. I can be a dick too if I want.
I want to be a dick.
You're not that big of a dick
I
yet.
want to be a
You,
dick.
you have to grow a bit.
Yoku. It's like, God, that was the best joke I ever did. Oh my god.
I didn't even think about it. My bad.
Okay, Dazza, what were you gonna say?
It was the cringeworthy cousin scene that was the worst one. I'm sorry. It was just like
Sorry.
yeah. The whole entire thing. I was just reading. I'm just like, please don't find out. Please don't find out. The ending. She's just like, it wasn't a look of impressiveness. It was a look of pity, and I'm just like, bitch, I'm done.
And throughout the whole next time she met her, there was pity again, and I was
And
just
I'm
like,
just like, oh. And that's the point where I was like, okay, I can't have emotions in this. I have to turn off every single emotion I have, because if I do, I'm just gonna go into this deep dark hole. And
Wait, can you explain that? Can you explain that more to me? Because I didn't really the whole cousin thing. I don't know if I was just reading it too fast, but I don't know if I got the emotional feelings
wow,
that everybody
that was
else
like
got
one of
from
the
it.
most impactful moments.
yeah, the cousin
Okay.
was like younger, looking up to
Right, the young
Tomiki.
cousin.
She was looking up to her like she was like a senpai, and Tomiki was like, okay, I've got to have this kind of senpai feel. I've got to have a boyfriend.
Right.
I've got to be like an adult to her. I've got to be like someone she can respect.
Yeah.
So she lied a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And then the boyfriend that she said she had, the cousin actually went up to him and said, hey, why are you cheating on my cousin? That's not cool. You know, she probably won't like that. And then he's just like, well, what?
I don't know
I'm
who
not
you're
dating.
talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't have any idea who you're talking about, right?
And then the
What?
cousin's just like,
It's like you just heard this for the first time.
No, how do you not know what he's talking about?
No,
This is
I
like
said right. I was agreeing. I was like, yeah, I know what you're talking. I was like, right.
Dad just said she has no idea who we're talking about.
What?
What?
No, that's what the good
Yoku,
boy
stop
said.
drinking during
Yoku,
MangaPod.
no more! You are not allowed to drink until the New Year's Eve MangaPod.
I'm sorry, I took it out of context, but still, that's what surprised me.
That was
Keep going.
so funny.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I thought for sure you were reacting to this story as though you blanked on the entire thing, and I was like, how did both Aaron and Yoku not realize that this scene ever happened? I'm so confused.
No, okay.
There
I
will
need to
be blood spilled when this is shown in the anime. There
I-
will be blood.
Oh my gosh, that would
You
be
guys,
like the
I
most
didn't expect
intense-
this to happen at all.
It'll
No.
be even crazier in the anime, I suspect. I suspect.
What I was saying is that I totally understood everything and I felt awkward and all of that, but for some reason, like, that wasn't like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't like the biggest emotional, like, awkward, like, oh my god feeling for me, I guess is what I was trying to
But
say.
like the cousin felt so much pity for her. She her face completely changed, and like
Yeah.
even though she didn't know that her little cousin found out, she felt it because she just started saying oh, I hope you have good luck, and all
Yeah.
this stuff. She just kind of I feel like I'm getting pitied. And then the next time when they met during what is it like New Year's or Christmas, whatever.
Dick refused to let her pay for anything and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Soup sock.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was really sad and was really awkward, but I don't know.
I think that I didn't have a feels reaction to
No! He got so drunk he dropped the call!
What?
Yoku, no!
Yoku, no!
Ah. Yeah, okay.
Mine does.
I like to think he actually accidentally just hit the button, like the end call button. Or the cat got on it.
Oh no.
Oh
Yoku.
no. It's his awesome band picture again. I love this picture so much.
It's pretty great.
It's just showing off his t-shirt right now.
Oh.
But I think for me, oh sorry, Dodger, you were saying something, right?
I was just saying that that is one thing that wasn't true for me, is that everybody told me that there were going to be a lot of feels involved when reading this manga and watching this anime, and I didn't really have much of a reaction to any of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that there were moments where I felt pity for her the same way that her little cousin did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that there were any times where I was like, oh, this is so sad. It was just God, I just want you to figure it out. Welcome back, Yoku.
Okay.
What happened?
My Skype just crashed for some reason.
Aw.
It couldn't contain this.
Damn it, Scott.
I agree. There wasn't the only moment where I ever felt any sort of feels moment that wasn't pity or guy who wants something good to come out of what you're doing, you want to do something good. The only time I ever felt any sort of feeling was at the end of the first anime episode, and I don't remember what chapter it was. It was 2 or 3 when she is at the burger place at the fake McDonald's and she's getting the burger, and then she sees the people from her school come in. And she doesn't want them to notice her, so she goes to the bathroom and makes herself look totally disguised, but she looks really ugly. And then she's walking down and she runs into her brother, and he doesn't say anything. And then her brother's friend walks by and talks about how ugly she is, and she's so ugly that it's a completely missed opportunity if you didn't see her, kind of a thing. And then later on, she's sitting alone on the swing set, and her brother comes up and is let's go. That's the only part where I ever felt any sort of or any sort of feelings other than pity for her.
I think another good moment that was, of course, immediately ruined the same way that most of them are, was when she went out with, God, is her name?
Yuchan?
Yeah, Yu, that's her name.
Yu? Yeah.
I was gonna say Moo, and I was like, that's not right.
We can call her Moo, though.
Moo!
Moo!
When she was out with Yu for the first time, and then Yu's leaving, and she gets up off the swing and is like, hey, you know, I lied and high school's been really, really hard, but I'm going to do my best. And I know you're sad, but you do your best too. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you is immediately just like, you're right, I shouldn't be upset just because I got into a fight with my first boyfriend. And it's just like puts on the headphones and plays music and doesn't listen to anything else that she says because she's just like, oh my god. She's not nearly as miserable and pathetic as I am. I literally can't listen to this right now. And I was like, oh god, you poor thing.
I know.
Like,
it was so, yeah. There was, poor girl.
Yeah, I loved how they added that moment like early on in the series, because that's where they just show it to you that when you just start to feel that little hope or that little cliche part where like, you know what, I'm gonna try my hardest, you know, and then she gets completely shut down, and that from there on she just keeps like every time just getting shut down over and over again.
yeah.
And that's where you like it just shows it for the like first time, like this is not a cliched manga series or anime series that is just gonna like end up happy, or she's just gonna get this like group of friends that are just like find her very interesting out of nowhere. Just like kind of really like it shows that this is kind of realistic. This isn't how it would happen in the series, you know, in the regular other average manga series. So that was a really cool moment.
Yeah. There's been a few people in chat saying some of their moments that I like had completely forgotten about because we just read we didn't read a lot, even though
read all of it at once. Yeah.
Somebody mentioned the mocha fellatio moment.
Oh my god, that was good.
I remember that.
That part was
Was that some sort of sex drink? I was like,
it's like completely judging, like just jumps to the judgment so quickly.
yeah.
It's so funny. And there was also the part where her senpai at school dressed up in the bear costume to give her the random hug.
Yeah.
That part was really cute.
That was cute.
The bear suit was really great. Dazza, do you have any? You didn't. I know you. How about this? What about one of your least favorite, your least favorite moments? Because I know that you didn't like it as much. So
I just didn't.
it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Why
just trying to
didn't you
think-
like it? Did you not like it because of how awkward it was? Is that why you didn't like it?
I didn't like it because when I read manga, I like to escape, and I didn't escape in this manga. I went
makes
more
sense.
deeper into myself, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like when I say I actually felt depressed while reading it, I felt depressed while reading it. I didn't find anything funny in it.
Yeah.
I was sad most of the time reading it, and I know I felt bad for her, but then I'm just like, I understand what she went through. I understand how she feels.
Yeah.
And that kind of sucked, if that makes sense.
Aw. Yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense.
That's why I didn't really like it, because there was an escape in it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which makes total sense because if you're looking for a manga or an anime that you don't necessarily want to be reminded of other things, it's just it's not one you necessarily want to. Because I know I had those moments too.
The funny thing is Welcome to NHK is kind of the same sort of topics and that kind of stuff. I can still laugh at that. I can still laugh at some of those moments, but no, I think the only moment I properly laughed or at least chuckled was during the dick moments, mainly because I'm seeing the dick manga. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Dick jokes are always funny.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And when she was meeting Yu-chan for the first time, and she's changed a lot. I'm just like, oh that's a bit sad.
Aww.
And then she came back for this cultural festival, and then walked around and was just like, hey, I wore the stuff yesterday, and all her classmates were looking on, being like, what? She didn't wear anything yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtle stuff, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Or that whole part it's during that culture festival. She was actually she hugged her, and then she actually oh my gosh, somebody actually hugged me. I felt this warmth. I just didn't care about anything else. And she was trying to get her to hug her throughout the whole time they were at the festival. That was also kind of sad, because nobody pretty much
sure.
she just feels like nobody just cares at that point. That's kind of
I mean, if it continues for the entire manga and it's literally just this for all of it, I'm gonna be disappointed, I think. I was okay with it now because, again, there's like a gradual progression there, like very, very slight. But I think that if at the end it's just like, it's hopeless if you have these issues, then I don't know what to tell you. Like that would make me really sad because I think Aaron and I were talking about this too. Like I think that probably all of us saw some of ourselves or some of our past selves in her, and I think that that's just a depressing thought to be like, oh well, guess you're just gonna have to live with it because it's not true. You know?
Yeah, like there's help and there's hope, and like just if it's just constantly the fail, that's also gonna get old really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't like as much as
she's
like,
already in her second year.
Yeah, and it's like as
Nothing's
much as you're like, okay, I just want to keep reading this because I want something good. I want it to happen. It's like, okay, come on, like it's gonna get old really fast, kind of a thing.
Or the gradual, I guess, improvements that, you know, comparing to her first year and second year, kind of gives you hope that it's gonna end on a good note. You know?
Yeah, there were like little moments, like later in the series, she was very much like, I had like one sentence, and that's definitely a progression in character. Like it's definitely like her getting a little bit better, but then she goes to her brother and says, "Hey, show me your dick," and I'm just like,
Please.
It's like, yeah, she's able to have like a conversation-ish, kind of, later on.
Yeah.
So I hope it's just like progressing. And she's like talked to the girl next to her a few times. It's happened. I always thought the one scene that made me feel really bad about her is like she obviously was thinking ahead and was like the scene where she is having really bad allergies. Mm-hmm. And so she wants to go to the park, and so she has to put on those special glasses because the pollen is affecting her eyes, and she puts on the mask and the hoodie, and she's like, I look too much like a pervert. I don't want to be mistaken for a guy pervert. So she puts on a skirt, and then she goes to the park and passes out on the bench because she's
legs spread.
She's like spread eagle and like she's so relaxed. Like, this is so nice. And then she wakes up and the police officer's like, "Oh, we got reports that a man was showing himself to children." She's just like, "I even tried. It was like little things like that would just happen.
He even said like, "You're a young girl. You should take care of yourself more."
I know.
Yeah. I that felt very awkward reading that point because I was just like, what?
I know. There was so much awkward. There was a lot of awkwards that happened.
Well, for me, that was a completely funny moment, though. That was like a pure comedy moment because I can't imagine myself in that in that situation. So
happens to me all the time.
yeah.
Those fun benches.
Every day.
You should work on that.
Me and Dazza, all the time.
I can't help it. I'm wearing like a kilt. I'm in a park.
It gets really hot, okay?
It happens sometimes.
Don't understand.
I like the cold breeze coming up the skirt.
It's understandable.
It's kilt. It's kilt, man. It's kilt.
Kilt. Yeah.
I'm in a skirt, so whatever, haters.
I'm not.
I can't help if I'm walking on like a pier and there happens to be people underneath me.
And it just the wind just kind of flutters it up.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. That's nature.
Right. Totally.
Nature.
Yep.
Speaking of great moments, I can't believe I almost forgot about this one, but this one was really the best, I think. The part where she decides that it's Kuroki's basketball.
I knew it.
That moment was so good. And she's like, I don't have my book, but I just need to
stand here, be invisible. And then she still gets hit with the ball, and I was like, yes.
Oh my gosh.
It made me so happy. It was great. And it was perfect.
She had two of those though. Like
there's the other one with the sweaty, yeah.
Huh?
There was a sweat moment at the start as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the one that's in the classroom when she forgets her book and she's like, I just need to max my presence.
Oh yeah.
You'll see me. Just like, just literally just like sitting at her desk like, I just need to do this.
I did love the references. There was a lot of references.
There were a lot of references, yeah.
There was a Fist of the North Star reference. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
There was a Haruhi reference as well.
There was a few Haruhi references.
There was a Chinibyo reference, which I thought was really nice. Everyone's just like, I haven't seen that. It's like, okay, let's continue on.
No, the Haruhi ones were great. There was the one where she was dressed in the bunny suit and she had the guitar and stuff. And like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
my love
I love
Live, and I was like,
Yes.
yeah, and then the one where she's like, oh, maybe I should introduce myself by saying, I want to find like espers, and,
Yeah.
that was great as well. So
There were
there was a lot of good ones. There was
A lot of subtle little ones too that weren't necessarily like made a big deal out of. Like
Yeah, they were
Blood
hard
Lad.
to-
Like Blood Lad had like the references were very blatant,
Oh, yeah.
whereas this was much more like subtle.
There was even another, you know the anime series, the horror one called Another. There was another.
Yeah, there
reference.
was another reference.
Yeah, she was
the-
like, so
maybe I'm
nobody,
the other.
so nobody can see me. Maybe I'm like, maybe I'm the dead one or
Yeah.
whatever. She had the like eye patch. That was great.
Yeah.
Good.
That eye patch is just so staple. Like I haven't even seen that anime, but I know what it's from because that like that
I know,
girl
right?
is just so
Another is a
everywhere.
good one. You should give it a watch. That's a pretty good horror.
What? I guess we kind of already talked on. Well, you know what? I was gonna ask a question, but I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna say the shit I want to say.
Don't fight over it yet, guys. Don't fight over it.
Wait, what?
It's not the time and place.
What? What's gonna fight over?
Yoku said another is pretty great. You guys should watch it. Dazza went like this, and then Yoku started acting like he was gonna go for fisticuffs, and they went.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get in the way of that, but
Yeah,
we're gonna
they're-
stay on topic and keep
I'm
talking.
intense over here.
What did you guys think of the? Okay, for me, the most awkward moment was when she visited the line with the voice actor, and she got him to say the thing into the voice recorder, and then she was just like.
And then later, her mom walked in on her
Walked
listening
in.
to it.
Now that I say that, I actually have another awkward moment, but that one was very like.
You just keep coming up with more. You have good memory.
I keep thinking of
That
them.
was the first one where I was like, her mom is just like
This doesn't know what to do.
my daughter's weird.
Yeah,
Walking on out.
she obviously heard it, but then she just kind of ignored it, just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever,
So
you know?
I'm just gonna leave. There was that one, and then there was also the wet dream one, the wet dream chapter,
Oh
Yes.
God, that chapter was
where
so
she had a wet dream in the classroom. I was like, what is going on?
that made me feel like that.
Oh
that
my
actually
God.
was like,
Yes.
okay. Is there been any time I've been in class asleep where I've had that exact same thing happen? I've just not known about it. And then we
Oh
think
my
back
God,
about
you're
all those
right!
times, and I'm just like,
Oh my God, you're right.
Dazza, I feel sorry for you.
I'm like,
It could have happened to you too, Yoku. It could happen to anybody.
Yeah,
God, I
well,
just don't know about it.
I slept through
somebody
most
that
of
slept
high
in
school,
class a
okay?
lot.
I
You-
slept through most of high school, and I never experienced that, and I'm
You
very
don't
happy.
know. You never know.
I would know. I would know.
What? What? That was super awkward. She was having all the nightmares.
Well, we're
and then-
talking about what are we talking
We're talking about wet dreams here.
Yoku, you don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Don't ask it.
Don't want it. Don't worry. It's fine. But that was, I don't know. Do you guys have any other awkward moments you can think of off the top of your head? Because if not, I have another topic we can go to.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's
What did you guys think of Yue, her friend, and how Tomoko's like? What do you think Tomoko's? I don't want to say relationship, but like her thoughts towards her. Like, it's always interesting when they get together because every single time, like Tomoko will be like, "Look at those balls of fat," and just stare at her chest, or just like think about how hot Yue is. And I was just like, what? I don't understand your thought processes. Is like it was just really interesting to me.
It was
So I wanna get your
jealousy.
guys's. Was it all jealousy?
It felt like jealousy completely. I did not feel any like attraction between
Yeah.
them. It was all complete jealousy.
I don't think so much it was attraction. It's the fact that Yu's actually giving her attention,
Yeah.
and she's latching onto that, and it's just like, oh, she actually cares about me. I love her. Marry me, please.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she starts thinking,
Touch
"Oh
her
my
awkwardly.
gosh, she's changed so much. Look
She's-
at her. She's
Yeah.
dressed like a slut, or
Yeah.
something like that." So, I don't know.
It was a very interesting. Like it teetered back and forth. Like I think both you guys are right. Like I. Think
But they're
it
best
teetered back
friends,
and
though.
forth.
That's, I
Yeah.
guess,
Hmm.
allowed.
It's like.
You call your best friend a slut?
Oh,
All the time.
I don't know, Yoku, but you got weird
No.
friends.
we just play League of Legends and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense then.
all the time.
Overvent. You're just like, hey slut. Hey,
I-
hey what? Taking bottom.
Your balls are fatter in the way
Hey,
of people, man.
It's like go mid or go
Hey,
jungle.
Skank.
Nobody likes the jungle.
Go
Nobody
mid.
likes the jungle. And he's like, oh no, you did. Skype call.
Is that
Yeah.
is that how your Skype calls end?
I'm just
Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah, I think like I mean, when we first meet her, you know, her initial reaction is our initial reaction of, oh, she changed a lot.
Yeah.
And you're kind of expecting there to be a disconnect there, and it winds up that Yue's reaction is more like, oh, you haven't changed at all, this is so nice, because I've like changed myself to fit in to my school, but I've been missing this, right? And so our leading lady is like, oh, she's still the same. Like, we could still be friends. This is really cool. But I think there definitely is some jealousy there without it being necessarily malicious jealousy. It's just, you know,
It just
she
comes
just
out.
sees a lot of what she wants.
It's not even
Of
that
her
kind
own
of
life.
jealousy that she has like against her other classmates. You know, it's not
Yeah.
that kind of like where she's just like, oh, she's
It's like, we
goes
were
off.
nerds together. What happened? Sort of.
Because she did have those moments where you was like, so are you watching any anime or have you been caught up to this series? Have you been doing that and that? And she still, even though she changed, she still realizes that she's in the end she's kind of like she's the same person.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't feel that like hostile jealousy, and that she's pretty much the only friend that we know that she had from back a while ago. We even saw them working on the festival together, the culture festival back in middle school,
Yeah.
and all that other stuff. And it's kind of you don't feel that like the hostile jealousy, which is pretty much what she felt against her classmates in high school.
It could also be that Tomoki wants to be you, and you is like the character of which we see is what Tomoki sort of aspires to be, and that comparison there as well.
She wants to be me? What?
You.
You said
No
you.
one wants to be Yoku. No one wants to be you. I'm sorry to tell you.
You guys, we're supposed to come together with friendship and love.
That's
I thought we were-
obviously the point of
Well,
all
someone's
this.
been drinking the entire time.
I thought we were cool, bro.
Oh my god, our family is dysfunctional. This is so
Yoku's
sad.
spicy tonight.
It's fine.
Oh
I
man.
forgive you. I full of forgive.
Wait, who's
You
supposed
forgive
to?
us?
Thanks.
What's going on here? This all turned around.
Hold on.
Oh man, I had a long day.
Yeah. Do you need to talk about your day?
Hey guys. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna
Yoku,
suck
this
that.
is not the time and place. We'll talk
That'll be
later.
the last. That will be the
This
last.
is MangaPod.
Come on.
Manga
This
pod
isn't
would be the last
feelings
place.
pod. Golly.
But talking about you again, I don't like you. She was not because her character was a little bit interesting, like it's kind of interesting, but it was interesting from the perspective of the main character of Koki, what was her name, whatever. But it was interesting from her perspective, but not interesting as a character that she was, because she was one of those typical characters that just like very nice. She's just a nice girl, nice anime girl that you find in any harem series, that you find in any other anime series. So when it comes to actual her character, I just didn't care. Every time she was on screen, I did not feel anything towards her at all. So
Yes.
In the anime, her voice is amazing though.
it is.
Just saying.
That is true.
I haven't gotten to her
Because
yet.
it's
I'm
Hanakawa. It's Hanakawa. She is amazing.
What other
All right.
stuff has she done?
She was Char in Infinite Stratos. She was the female character in the Garden of Words.
Oh,
She
I need
was-
to watch that so badly.
That is so amazing.
It looks so
She
gorgeous.
it wasn't ISE. It was Kuroneko in Oriimo. I've forgotten.
Happening to you.
I recommend Infinite Stratos. That's the
I
thing.
read that
Eat
manga.
that, Dazza.
I read
Eat
the first
that.
few of that
Eat
manga.
that. Eat that.
No.
I did
No.
not like. I read the first few chapters of that manga, and then I was like, "This is like, I don't know."
That series pissed the hell out of me, but I enjoyed it. But just
I
Yeah,
enjoyed.
yeah.
I loved their
It's the
suits.
most generic show that you'd ever see.
It's-
There's not even anything good about it. It's just so generic.
Just eat that, Dazza. Eat it. All right, just eat it.
I
You
don't
guys,
want
we're
it.
getting
Well,
way
depends
too
on-
feisty. You guys are getting too angry at one another. Can you just love each other, please?
God, guys.
We're all
Guys,
friends.
Guys, if you could just love each
Depart.
other.
I'm trying to reel it back in. All right.
Go.
Uh-huh.
Can we get angry at the teacher for a second?
Yes!
The female teacher.
Yes, we can.
The
Yes, we
female
can.
teacher,
Okay.
oh my
Angry
god.
her so much.
It's just the same kind of. It's the whole thing where like people don't really understand like social anxiety and like just mental illnesses and stuff are so like people are so ignorant. Like I don't mean that in a negative way. They just don't know much about them, so they don't know how to deal with them. And so
Yeah.
like when you see somebody with social anxiety as severe as Tomoko has, like saying super loud, "Have you made friends yet?" is not a way
That
of
was
dealing
awful.
with it.
I was like, you should not be a teacher.
Yeah, that's what I
Get
thought. I
outta
was like,
here.
you should
Yeah.
not be a teacher at all. Like, it was just, it made me so angry, but it's also very realistic of what a lot of teachers and, like, even, like, nurses and people, like, adults, like, how they react. They think that you can just, like, say, hey, well, you shouldn't do that. And that's going to completely change the behavior.
Do you think that's because they haven't experienced that themselves? Is that
I don't
why they're
think-
like that?
I think it's a little bit of like they don't have experience dealing with it. Like I wouldn't say necessarily that you have. Do you mean like the teacher didn't have social
No,
anxiety?
because when it comes to like even other situations, when it comes to those kind of moments, like similar moments or any other type of moments, if I have not experienced a situation myself, it's very easy to be like, well, you're supposed to do this. Why don't you do this? It's so easy. Like it's really,
Okay,
it sounds
yeah.
easy on paper. Like it sounds
Yeah.
like she could write down, do this, do that, that you'll have friends. But that's not how it works, you know?
Right.
So honestly, I just feel that that teacher, she didn't experience that herself. So she isn't really qualified to help her out with that, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that's like, it's just the whole idea that she doesn't have experience with it, so she doesn't know how to deal with it, and she is only aware that there's this one way of dealing with it, which isn't necessarily the case. And I think it all comes down to education on the topics, because it's still it's just like even social anxiety is still such a shunned like taboo topic to talk about. Like I mean,
It's one of those
getting
things
more
where
and
people
more.
just like you can just get over it, and we're just like,
Yeah.
haha,
like
no,
you just need to
that's
go
not
out
how-
more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
if
you
you don't,
deal
if
with
you have
it.
not even experienced, like even like experience a little bit of it, you already kind of you can guess how it feels if you even got worse, because like if you experience a little bit of it, you feel like you're going down, even if like just you feel it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, it should like that should be kind of taught in the whole like school. Like teachers need to know that because
Absolutely.
they have
yeah,
so much.
exactly.
Like when I was in school, when I was like in elementary school and middle school, like we had teachers and there was like 30 students per teacher. And if a teacher did like every student is different, you know, every student goes through different things. They come from different cultures, they have different ideals because of the way their parents teach them and stuff. So that needs to be taught at least like roughly. I don't like I'm not
Exactly.
sure how the whole educational system goes when it comes to teachers, but it doesn't seem like it's working. Honestly.
No, like there's a lot of gaps that like
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it's not even just with teachers, but like I mean, there's a lot of gaps when it comes to educational, especially about like mental health and these issues that they're so prominent, but because people don't talk about them, like there's nothing's gonna change. And
So
like,
honestly, it's very hard to even blame that teacher from this manga
it's hard,
because
no, it's completely hard.
because
to blame her.
she's
She's
just
representative of the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe she even like there was like a little course like, oh, if somebody doesn't have friends, come up to them, talk to them about it, and that's all that was to it. And every teacher can encrypt that and use that like little bit to the way they think it is, like the way to work that. And she thought, oh, I'm just gonna come up to her and tell her, why don't you have any friends yet? Just say good morning to me correctly. Good morning. Louder. That's
Yeah.
just like, she just doesn't understand that. She thinks that if she's louder, people are gonna notice her more and she's gonna get friends. But if you're noticed, that doesn't mean you're gonna get friends. You know, that's
think-
also kind of, I don't know, it depends on the person as well. So it depends on the teacher. So
Yeah,
it-
I think what Dodger, you were saying, like she's representative of like all people who have like an ignorance to social anxieties and stuff like that. And I think what Watamote is doing is kind of giving that face to social anxiety through Tomoko. Like obviously a lot of stuff is very exaggerated, but there is so much truth and all of her actions and like everything that happens. Like there's still truth in there, and so like having the teacher react that way, and then having us be able to look into Tomoko and her reaction to the teacher is a very good look. And like hopefully people who would be like, oh, I didn't know that like you couldn't just go up to somebody who's suffering like this and say, make friends, be louder. Like maybe it'll make them think, like pause to think. Like it's a very good like start to teaching with using that teacher. Yeah.
And like because Tomoko is so many different forms of anxiety kind of shoved into one. Like just the fact that all of us read it and can honestly say like we saw a bit of ourselves or a lot of ourselves in her. I think that because of that, you're also able to be like, I bet that there are lots of people where these other things are also true, right? And it kind of helps you be like, well, these aspects are true of me, so these other aspects are probably true of someone that I've met, and maybe you can like start to think through that sort of thing better too.
I agree.
That's pretty crazy. Like you gotta kind of be grateful for these kind of series then, because even though a lot of people,
especially in Japan,
a lot of people that, well, since this is like simulcasted here in America and in other places, there's a lot of people where they might look at this and all they will find in this is just complete comedy. It's gonna be like, ha, ha, ha. That's kind of how I felt when I watched Welcome to the NHK, the anime. You both haven't seen the anime, you know, the girls. I know Dazza has saw it, but when I saw the anime, like I laughed.
Dazza.
There's a lot of.
Who do you think I am?
Please, I mean, I am the Dr. Dazza.
There's a lot of moments. There's a lot of moments in the anime where even though like you can still relate, you can still very much relate, but then you go watch other reviews, you read other things on forums from other people, and they're just like, oh, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, they're just like, it's all they find is comedy out of this. But at the same time, it will affect another group of people that do experience that stuff, and in a way, it does bring up more topics and more discussions. Like right now, like if it wasn't for the series, right now we wouldn't be talking about this right now. We would not be live talking about this. So you really do gotta thank these kind of series. No, but I'm just saying. I might be getting a little deep here, but that's what I feel from this because
Yoku, you can get deep. It's okay.
Yeah.
This is MangaPod. We go deep.
MangaPod, we go deep.
There have been so many good innuendos today. I don't even know where to start, guys.
No, but I'm telling you that it's really good stuff. Yeah, it's good.
Like I go into Reddit after watching all my like episodes of stuff. I like go on my phone and like, oh, look at Reddit, and it's everyone saying it's funny, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I just can't find it funny. And there are a lot of people that I think the main problem with Watamote, and I think this is a bit of a problem, is that it's very big in the West.
Yeah.
Where people look at it and be like, oh, I just want to hug her because she's so awkward and that kind of stuff, and it's funny and stuff. But I don't think that's what the series is trying to do, but it's what it's done, and I think that's not very good. A little tidbit, if you guys didn't know, is Watamote was going to be cancelled.
Oh, man.
Very, very early on. There was actually part of the Omake that actually said that. And if you guys know that. But then 4chan got a hold of it and it was and bought actual volumes of it and got it really, really popular on 4chan. And thus it got popular on 4chan. Then Japan was just like, why are people buying this volume? We don't understand. So they bought it as well. And that's how it kind of now has an anime. But because it's only the niche groups of both like cultures, both 2chan and 4chan, it's not really in the mainstream like NHK was. Like NHK did a lot for the social problems in Japan, where I don't think Watamote has done that. But of course, it's only early on, so
yeah, the anime has just started, so who knows where it's gonna take it? You know?
Yeah.
I hope it goes somewhere. It'd be really cool if it goes somewhere, but I'm not holding my breath at the moment.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy because I made a quick first impression on my channel about Watamote in one of my videos, and in my impression I said that it's funny here and there, you know, because it's kind of advertised as a comedy series, like a full-on comedy series.
Yeah, that's what it's advertised as, and
So-
I don't feel it is.
So
that.
when I said in my video that it's funny here and there, I've gotten many comments of people saying, "What are you talking about? Watamote is hilarious throughout the
Really?
whole thing." Like I had many comments like that, and I don't even know really how to reply to that, because if the person does not relate to any of that, you can't really explain it to him, because when a person is ignorant, there's no way that they're gonna understand that. You know?
Right.
Can I do like a little comparison that people
Go
will
ahead.
hate me for? It feels a bit like the Big Bang Theory
I love Big Bang Theory.
in saying that people find it
But-
funny that they can laugh at Sheldon,
Oh. I
but
get it.
people laugh at him, not with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're
If
saying.
if that makes a lot of sense. I know that's very controversial, but that's
That's
Oh,
good,
I could
Joseph.
totally see.
But-
I could see that.
I can see what you're
Comparison.
saying. Yeah.
Comparing it to the Western, to the a TV show as well, not an anime. I think that's a very good comparison, because my brother, like, we watch Big Bang Theory sometimes when it's on TV randomly, and my brother, he's not into any sort of geeky stuff. He's like a freaking dude that, like, he shoots turkeys and stuff every day. You know, he's a freaking, like, he's a redneck. He's a complete on redneck. So when I watch anime and when we're watching Big Bang Theory, there's even, like, sometimes there was this one episode where it actually, like, for a moment it focused around anime and how, like, the whole Japanese subtitles and stuff, and how the girl's like, "Oh, why are you watching this in Japanese?" "Oh, it's because it's better in Japanese." You know, like the moment my brother is just like, "Pfft, what?" You know, he doesn't understand that, because he does not live around that kind of thing. He doesn't really relate to that. So that's kind of how it is, and I could understand how, like, a majority of people can find Watamote, Welcome to the NHK, and many of those other series just as pure comedies, kind of laughing at the subject instead of understanding the subject. Kind of like when you can relate to something, you can kind of giggle it. Like, if you've experienced the situation, and especially if you overcome it, you can kind of giggle at it because you've overcome it. You're like, "Oh, I remember that," you know? So that's why Watamote and Welcome to the NHK, the other series like that I truly enjoy, because that's something that I'm into, you know, when it comes to all this, like, because there's manga, anime, game references all the time, so it's very easy to relate when it comes to me. So
I think, like, to continue the comparison that Dazza made, the reason that I still really like Big Bang Theory is because it focuses a lot on a person who had nothing to do with that world slowly coming to understand that world. Like, it focuses a lot on Penny starting off being very judgmental and just like, "Okay, guys, whatever," and you see her turn into more of, like, a nerd herself without really wanting to, but just, like, accepting that and being more accepting of them. And I've always really liked that. But we don't have that in Watamote, and I wish that we did.
Exactly.
I'd like it if we. I don't want it to be like one of those dumb rom-com manga where it's like super popular boy meets super weird girl and falls in love.
that's
and
Kimi
she
ni Todoke.
changes.
That is Kimi
Yeah.
ni Todoke right there.
I don't want that. I don't want any
That's
of
not
that
what this is. No.
fudge.
No.
Oh,
But-
I want to preface by saying that I do quite enjoy watching Big Bang Theory. That wasn't a dig at it. So, for you guys in the comments, like, "Oh, Big Bang Theory
I love
sucks,"
Big
it's
Bang
not
Theory.
that bad.
I say
I think it's
bazinga
great.
all the time, right? I'm gonna get a poster of that pretty soon, so look at the back. It'll be-
Look at him. Look at him.
Can't wait, Yoku. Wait.
I'm so excited. Every day when we get on MangaPod, I'm looking
He's
for
just
that
like-
poster.
Is it there yet? Is it there yet? Aw.
Is it
No,
there
it's a
yet?
cat. Right now, it's a cat.
Whoops.
Cute.
I
Hey,
accidentally
cats, sit down.
broke my thing. Okay, well, let's. I really love how our conversation is going because it's really good, but we need to start wrapping it up because we're a little bit over time. So let's wrap up by giving our final ratings and thoughts, or final thoughts and ratings.
Who's gonna go first?
I honestly do not quite know what to rate this manga. Just because I had it wasn't the best manga I had ever read, but I did start to enjoy it a little bit more, and I could relate to quite a few things, and I thought that her characterization is really good, and I really like the fact that she's making progress, but I hate the fact that it's been such a slow pacing, I think, and I really hope that I guess my hope for it is that she is actually able to have something happen. It's not just continually fail. So I think, but I did end up liking it a lot more than I thought I would after I watched the first anime episode, and now I really want to watch the rest of the anime. It made me like it a little bit more. So I think I'm going to give it a hard 6.5. 6.5 to 7. So it's teetering. It's teetering to peaking.
It's that little half chub.
It's that little half chub that's not quite. So
You're gonna give it the half chub.
I'm giving it the half chub. 6-point half chub.
Disgusting.
Yay!
Yay!
MangaPod, you're super classy. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
Oh gosh.
Don't hump
Only on MangaPod.
Okay, I would, let's see. I devoured this manga. I really, really liked it. I like the anime more because, like we were saying, it's less you looking at her life and just being kind of like, and the anime is more putting you in her position and feeling her emotions and how overwhelmed she is, and I think that that's far more interesting. So I would give, oh goodness. I think that I would give the manga a 7 and the anime a 7.5 with potential to grow. I kind of hope that they do something different with the anime, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like it if the manga is going to continue to just be let's watch her live her life, shrug, I would like it if the anime was different, especially because it has that badass intro, her like chained up.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the intro!
Chains
That
up.
intro
Oh,
is
that
so
part's just-
badass.
that intro
best
is
intro. It's so cool.
amazing.
I love it. So, yeah. So I would give it 7 and 7.5 for the anime.
Perfect.
Yes.
Boys.
I'll let Dazza go first.
Oh, okay.
Oh, how unexpected.
Oh, well. I wasn't prepared. I was definitely thinking it was very much a 6.5 while reading it, and I was just like, it's not a 7 because I don't think it's that good, and it's not a 6 because I don't really think it deserves a 6, and it's better than average in my opinion because it gives us so much to talk about and think about, even if it is her going about her daily life, but it is a slice of life manga, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 6.5 I think is probably what I'll give it, because I think that while it does give you some sort of things to talk about, it's like the plot's not there, the art's not really there, there's only one character and she can be a bit annoying sometimes.
Is that
It's
critical
really-
or enjoyment level? I gotta know.
Enjoyment level is like,
I was gonna say,
That's gotta be critical.
3.
so yeah, enjoyment level would be like a 2, maybe a 1, maybe. Because
That's
it's
fine.
just like, nah. Because the thing is, I can't fault it just because I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just like it's too much for me.
It was a hard read. Yeah. there were some moments.
If I had to like psych myself up to read a lot more of this, and a manga shouldn't be like that if you
Yeah.
want to read it.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm going to read lots of Silver Spoon before reading this,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Makes sense.
and I'm very happy that I'm nearly caught up to that. So
Ah, so good.
if I had a recommendation, I'd say read Silver Spoon because it's really good.
At the end of Watamote is mine.
I guess you weren't here for Silver Spoon's manga, so it's fine.
But in terms of the anime I thought as well, it had a lot of potential, but it just didn't reach that potential. Like the intro was, I thought, very good insight into Tomoko's psyche. I thought that was fantastic.
Yes.
But other than that, I'm just like, I'm not enjoying this. And I think that's the main thing. You have to enjoy it. So.
Okay. Boom. Yoku?
Oh,
are you
wait,
wrong?
wait. We just got a
I
tweet
forgot.
by Jess Balor that says Denko face.
Oh yeah!
The Denko face was totally used in this
So
dumb manga.
often. So
I remember
often.
that.
And I was like, no. I don't want to. But I understand. Did it? Yeah.
Anyway,
It was
Yoku.
there. Yoku.
Well, my score is like I pretty much have a very similar opinion of this series, both anime and manga, as Dodger, except I would raise it up a 0.5 for both. So instead of a 7 and a 7.5, I would get a 7.5 and an 8. So the 8, the anime gets an 8 because overall
No.
I enjoyed it a bit more. Like I felt more. Even though I already read those parts in the manga, I felt more that I was there, you know? The cat is, like, scratching me really badly right now. It really hurts. I'm sorry. Get away from me. Come on. No.
Damn.
Guys, I'm gonna take this opportunity really quick. Guys, stop posting Deco faces in the chat. No. Stop. And do
But the
not tweet them
manga.
at me either.
Tweet Aaron Denko faces all day, all week, 24/7 at
Oh,
night.
drunk Yoku, no,
No,
stop.
drunk Yoku, no!
But-
Drunk
No,
Yoku,
no,
no.
Tweet them at
I'm not
Yoku!
even-
Tweet them at Yoku!
I'm not even drunk, alright? No,
Okay,
but-
anyway, so
But
you're...
the manga is very good as well. I see myself actually following this weekly because
Oh.
it gives we kind of read it even though it was a very quick read. We read 45 chapters. That's
Yeah.
a lot of chapters compared to other manga series that have 45 chapters. That's a pretty big read. So if you receive that kind of series weekly with like 7 to 12 episode long chapters, it will be a lot easier to kind of take in, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's true.
kind of my recommendation to Dazza, keep reading it, even like with new chapters coming out and stuff. Because if you read it weekly, obviously, it's gonna be a lot easier to take in at small doses because it's one of those kind of series. It's very hard to read 45 chapters in one go.
Yeah. It's really
So-
hard to do that any manga, yeah.
Yeah, but especially this one. This one definitely was. There was some parts where, especially after that, her little cousin part, I had to stop. I actually had to stop. Like I had to turn off my iPad, and I had to go get a drink. No, I'm just kidding.
It seems like a trend.
Never stop.
No,
I
but-
really just.
But I think a 7.5 is a very good score, and it very much depends on where the series is going to go from here. Like Dodger said, if it's going to continue going at this rate and it ends on a very awkward note that is just like, oh, if you have this, you're kind of stuck with it. Like,
Mhm.
live with it,
Yeah.
deal with it, you know, like smack on the head kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I really hope that this progression, I'm really loving that it's a very slow progression. It very much feels realistic that you can just kind of read it and then you just notice those little parts when she's having a little conversation. You're just like, yeah. There's much more coming out of her mouth than a couple of chapters ago. That's a very good feeling. So I really like that little character progression, and they're not kind of going overboard with that. So if they continue that pace, I think the series could get very, very good. It could get even better. So
I agree. Sweet. Boom. Watamote MangaPod done.
Did it.
Awesome. Next week we are going to be reading
Tower of God.
Tower of God Part 2.
really,
Yes.
Yes.
Chapters 58 through 79. 79 is what we were originally going to be reading through the first time, but we realized that was a lot. And so we're just going to be doing 58 through 79 because people have told us that's where the first arc kind of, like, first part officially ends, right? I've heard that from a few people.
it gets really good.
Did you read ahead?
I did read it.
Okay, perfect. No, so that's it. Yeah, so we're gonna read up to chapter 79 of that for next week. If you guys missed the first manga pod of that is up on my channel where this is also going to be. So Dazza, will you give us your Dr. Dazza description, please, handsome sir?
Yes. Let me just get it up.
Oh.
We're professional.
I'm
Yeah.
ready. I'm just having to deal with chat at the moment.
Aw, it's okay. I'll take over chat.
You're doing
Okay.
very well at dealing with chat, Dazza.
Yeah, you are.
What do you desire? Wealth, glory, power, or something that surpasses all others? Whatever your desire is, that is here. Tower of God. Into the tower, the boy chased a girl who meant everything to him. But this is the story about the boy and a tower that tests me. Got it. I just have to do it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, Dazza, you can take over chat. I messed it up for you.
Thanks, Aaron.
I keep forgetting that there's no caps, and that's just like my natural type speak.
I know.
I feel so bad. I'm sorry,
Oh my
mods.
god. Both, like, the number of times that I go and visit somebody's stream and I type in all caps and get timed out, I'm like, oh, come on.
I know, right?
Why is that not allowed? I like to yell at my monitor when
Because
I
then people just spam in all caps and it's just
It's
the
really
worst.
hard to sort through. Yes, so next week we're going to be reading Tower of God chapters 58 through 79. Yoku, are you okay, Yoku? Are you okay, Yoku?
Oh, I banned someone by accident. Shit. Oh,
Did you try to ban me?
Ban
Okay.
Yoku.
Ban Yoku!
He's the worst.
Wait, who did you ban?
I fixed it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can post. Alright, it's fine.
Yoko's like, wait, no, don't actually ban me, no! Awesome, thank you guys. Oh, we need to shout our stuff out really quick. I am Erin of HappiLeeErin. I have a YouTube channel called HappiLeeErin. I have Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Crunchyroll, profile, anime list, all of that fun stuff. It's all HappiLeeErin, so that's my stuff.
I wish my name was Happily Aaron, then I would just be like, just Happily Aaron, find me. Just Google it.
Right?
Just Google it, yo.
Just Google me, bitch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, if you want to Google me, you can Google.
I
You
do.
can
Giggity gig.
Google
Giggity.
Dex bonus or dexterity bonus or press heart to continue or dodge or Lee or
That's a
both
lot
dodge or
of Google.
Lee.
That's a lot of
There are
Googling.
so many ways to find me, guys. I believe in you. I think you have the skills.
Yes.
But to make it easier, my Twitter is @DexBonus, DEXBONUS. My Tumblr is dexbonus.tumblr.com. My YouTube is press heart to continue, and my other YouTube is dexterity bonus. Come hang
Boom.
out. Mwah.
Dang, so much in.
Done, did it.
Done, did it. You did good.
Yeah, you can Google just Yokurama and you'd probably find me, and you'd probably find me on like anime forums and stuff as well, so don't Google it. Because I used to be active on anime forums.
You know what you have to do now, guys.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do.
I used to argue of how awesome Hakusho is and how better it is over everything else. So that was me on
And he
anime
was
forum.
wrong.
Hey!
Oh. Hold on, you guys. We can save this discussion for another MangaPod.
And you can find me on YouTube on my main channel, Yokurama Game Talk, so let's search that. Where I don't talk about games, I gotta just, it's obvious. You can find me on Yokurama News, where I do episode reviews, and I actually made a news video. I made a news video about Hajime no Ippo.
Whoa!
What?
First news video in months, so that channel, it matches the name, finally. And you can find me on Twitter at Yokurama Talks, where I talk and retweet people, so it's great. And on Tumblr, you can just find me at Yokurama, and pretty much everywhere else, I'm just Yokurama. So.
Awesome.
I'm caught in my own pants.
What?
I am the Dr. Dazza. You can find me on Fire for Nippon. That's on YouTube. You can also find me at the Dr. Dazza. And on Twitter, you can find me at Dr. Dazza. On Tumblr, yeah, you can find me firefornippon.com, and that's it, I think. Yeah.
You got so sad. We also. Oh, are you done? I don't want to interrupt you.
I was just gonna say I was caught in my pants. That's what I said.
You were caught on your pants. Okay.
Well, because I'm like cold, so we
I
put
thought
my
you
feet
said-
in my pants and
I thought you said I was cocking my own pants, and I was like, what?
what?
That was what I thought. I was confused.
Guys,
Aaron, are you drunk?
I'm
She's cocking my pants.
Aaron, stop, Aaron.
Wasted. If you guys want to check out the schedule so you know where future manga pods, what we will be talking about, you can go to our subreddit, which is reddit.com/r/mangapod. That has the schedule as well as discussions and stuff. Keep talking about other random things MangaPod related that you would like to post there. We love seeing discussions happen there. Also, all of the mangas MangaPods, except for the last week's and this one, are all up on iTunes. I'm gonna get it out eventually. They are all up on iTunes, so be sure to check those out. It's just MangaPod Book Club if you search on iTunes for that. I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much for joining us for MangaPod Book Club. We really appreciate you guys being here and chatting with us and such. And we will be here next week, same time. Sorry, I had a lot of saliva build up in my mouth, and I was gonna spit it everywhere. I was like, I need to swallow.
Keep going, Eric. Keep going.
Next week we will be here, same time, same place.
This.
Twitch.tv/HappiLeeErin at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, reading Tower of God chapters 58 through 79. We love you, and we'll see you next week.